I don't know if there's a better accomplishment in the state of Montana in any sport. You know, being a four-time state champion wrestler, there's few.
He's worked so hard. I don't know anybody that's worked as hard as he has, and sometimes not happily, but it feels right, I guess, that we would be where we are right now, even though it's unbelievably stressful. It feels like, I don't know, like he was destined to make this happen. That he has all the right tools to make this dream come true for himself.
Is he a little bit taller than me?
I'm 100% sure that in the past 2 weeks he's been up at 5 o'clock every single morning doing something. And that spans well past 2 weeks.
Yeah, so fight for it. You go step over. Yep, good throw it. Yep, good. Step over now. Yep, throw it. There you go. Good. There you go. That was excellent. Good fight.
That's a testament to, you know, his family, his parents, his support that he has at home.
Perfect. That's it.
The support that he has from the people around him that, you know, motivate him to get up and push to the next level and push to the next practice and learn that extra shot.
Finish there. You're good. Oh. Not a good choice to be in there though. We got to figure out how to do this without using so much energy because you're burning a lot of calories right there, right? Yeah. A lot of your energy. Do it again. Just start with the leg.
I think he definitely started the year wrestling with more nerves and more tension and feeling like, you know, everybody's watching you and if you don't wrestle at a certain level, then you're not successful, and I saw him getting frustrated. I think he took a few losses early, and I think those probably helped him.
Yeah. He throws it by.
Did you throw it by?
He did.
I went fireman's here, and then he like sprawled out, and so then I went outside fireman.
For the most part, when you lose, I don't feel necessarily like sad about losses. I get more like, all right, hey, like back to work now, right? Use that as motivation for the rest of the year.
132 is Charlie Klepps from Billings Senior versus John Mears from Belgrade.
Lost to that Belgrade kid the week before. Didn't wrestle my best there, but it was good to have that loss the week before because it definitely helped me wrestle like I wanted to in that finals match. And just that tournament in general, I felt like I was very in control.
And your champion, Charlie Klepps of Billings Senior.
Wrestled well at the start of the year, but that was the most like comfortable I'd felt on the mat, so that was good. Going into the state tournament, I'm thinking get a really good warm-up in so my lungs get going early, and then get ready for that first round match. That has to be the mindset for everyone. I don't know a kid in the state that wouldn't say they're worried about that first match because no one is safe at the state tournament and crazy stuff happens.
Wrestling fans, here they are.
I know how stressed I am about it, so I can't imagine how stressed he is about it. And I think it'd be nice if he wasn't the only one who was possibly going for 4, because that would take away a little bit of the pressure of that.
I've always said to him, listen, everybody's going to think you're a great wrestler whether you win 4 in a row or not. So, you know, you've already established that you've become a great wrestler. So, you know, do you have to win 4 to prove it? I don't think so.
Let's go. Hey, love you boys. Let's go. Bronx on 30. 1, 2, 3, Bronx!
Technically, he probably has been good enough to win a state championship the last 2 years just on the moves that he knew from his freshman and sophomore year. I see Charlie giving everything he's got to put on the best show that he can for the fans in front of him. I wouldn't expect anything less than a show.
the finals, when we walked out for the finals, started warming up and stuff, I just kind of like, I've done everything I can at that point. Like, there's no reason to be nervous now. And, you know, I look at Beeman, and he just turned to me and said, hey, one last show.
I wanted to try and remember every single second of it because, you know, it could be the last time forever. I wanted him to get to wrestle the way he wanted to wrestle. I wanted him to get, you know, as many takedowns as he wanted. I wanted him to dominate the match and leave everything out there. In the end, it was the only way that it could go, and part of me was like, I wish we could rewind and start over, and I don't really, but part of me does. And just extremely proud.
Thank you.